Lindsay and Ellie Schaefer here with the Flocking Farm. It is now officially spring, so let's get into some spring cleaning and reset, and also discuss why the heck are we celebrating our new year in the middle of March? Well, shalom again. Here we are. We, like I said, are celebrating our new year. We celebrate it after the spring equinox based on the Hebrew calendar because we are sort of kind of Messianic-ish. I haven't gotten into a lot of religious talk here yet on YouTube just because we're so fresh and we don't have a lot of videos up yet, but we'll definitely be continuing to bring in a little bit more of the belief conversation as we go. May seem a little odd because celebrating the new year in the spring is not something that you traditionally see with Christians nor with Judaism. Most in Judaism celebrate the beginning of the year in the fall over the Feast of Trumpets. We still celebrate the Feast of Trumpets, but we celebrate the beginning of the new year in the spring before Passover. Passover is going to be in a couple of weeks. I have linked a video in the description that talks more about the Hebrew calendars and the feast days if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about that. You're also more than welcome to leave a comment down below if you'd like me to elaborate on it further. But whether you're welcoming in your new year or you've just got that bug for spring cleaning and as the new season approaches, you're wanting to reset things, I wanted to walk on that journey with you today and talk a little bit more about minimalism, my relationship with my things, organizational styles, homemaking, and all of that good jazz. Before we really get going in today's video, would you be terribly opposed to hitting that subscribe button? It really helps us out here on YouTube and we would love to continue sharing with you. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. As I was looking into creating this Clean With Me video, I was kind of thinking about why do Clean With Me videos exist to begin with, and why am I someone who watches Clean With Me videos? I stumbled recently upon this term called body doubling, which is basically a productivity strategy that's focused on having someone present with you, whether that be in person or virtually, to help you stay focused. It's like a passive accountability partner so that you can continue to stay focused on the tasks that you intend to complete. Which makes sense to me because as I was describing to my husband why I watch these Clean With Me videos, my explanation was it feels like I have a friend with me cleaning. And as a homemaker who's cleaning every day, it's nice to feel like I have a community of homemakers there with me. So yes, as I am making this Clean With Me video, I am watching Clean With Me videos. Also, I love my laundry system. You'll see me using a laundry detergent sheet here. These are so nice, so space-saving. I'm not having my stuff sitting in plastic jugs. I'm kind of a bit anti-plastic. I hate having it in my house. So having these sheets are amazing. The detergent sheets, they work so well. The ones I see advertised most commonly are like the True Earth or the Earth Breeze. I just get mine from the brand Sheets from Amazon because they're a little less expensive and they work really well for me. Now, as we go to put this laundry away, this is the perfect segue for me to talk about organizational styles. You'll see here all of my cabinets are open cabinets, which is because we had neighbors that were getting rid of all of their cabinets since they were redoing their kitchen. And initially I thought I was going to put doors on all of my cabinets, but what I actually found out is I really like them being open cabinets. And I realized that it's directly correlated to my organizational style. So Cass from Clutterbug is the one that I follow that talks more about organizational styles, but the basic premise, as far as my understanding goes, is that there are 4 organizational styles. She has adorable names for these. Clutterbugs. And how it breaks down is you have your macro organizers and your micro organizers. And within those categories, you have hidden organizers and visual organizers. So let's take macro organizers, for example. You have the ladybug, which likes broad categories, but likes their belongings hidden. They crave visual simplicity. And then you have your butterflies that also like broad categories, but they like to see their belongings. In the micro organizers, you have your Crickets, which are probably the most traditional organizers. Lots of micro organization, and they like visual simplicity as well. They crave visual simplicity, so they like their belongings hidden. And then you have their Bs. These are micro organizers that also like to see their things. I really struggled initially figuring out whether or not I was a bee or a cricket. It was very clear to me that I was a micro organizer, but I had a hard time determining whether I was a visual organizer or whether I was a hidden organizer. And what really helped me figure it out was understanding my interior decorating style, believe it or not. I'm going to pause for a minute on the different organizational styles to talk about minimalism because it all really kind of connects, and this is what helped me. Minimalism, along with understanding my interior decorating style, is what helped me understand my organizational style. I follow Dawn from The Minimal Mom. She seems like just an incredible human being. Definitely go give her a watch. But she's constantly talking about how all of our stuff is sending us a message. That could be the beautiful bouquet of flowers on your dining room table that says, "Admire me, I'm beautiful," or it could be your plants dying in the corner that's saying, "You really should be watering me, what's wrong with you?" Now, I'm not saying if you don't water your plants that there's something wrong with you. I'm talking about the different messages that we could be internalizing without really realizing it. So a lot of the premises of minimalism, the mindset, I absolutely love, but what I found that I struggled with is I very much dislike the aesthetic of minimalism. And this is where interior decorating really tied in. I recently discovered cottagecore, which is a very visual decor style. There's lots of plants, lots of books, lots of artwork. It's not visually simplistic like a lot of minimalism that you see. And this is where that light bulb moment went off for me, because what I learned is I love visual order. I don't necessarily love visual simplicity. Big difference. I love for my stuff to look clean, but I still like to look at my stuff. And that's where I really honed in on I am a bee, not a cricket. I am a visual micro organizer. This is really easy to see in something as simple as my filing system. I struggled for a very long time with file folders. They were the bane of my existence. Those things are designed for crickets, man. What I found worked for me much better is binder filing, putting all of my different files inside of binders, and then within my binders having lots of different micro categories. So say I wanted to go find the receipt to my dining room table. Well, I could go grab my home file, and then within that I could find home furnishing receipts. At a glance, see all of my different categories, and then within those categories I have categories within the categories within the categories. Micro-organization, but in a visual way, works way better for me. Now, understanding the different organizational styles was a game changer in my communication with my husband, because what I found is he is a macro organizer. I tried, kid you not, probably 15 different ways of organizing his t-shirts when we used to live in our travel trailer, to no avail. I would get so frustrated because I'd spend hours following all these different Pinterest hacks, rolling up all of his different t-shirts just to have him pull all the t-shirts out to find one, and then to end up with a mess of t-shirts that was not being maintained. When I learned about organizational styles, I realized, he just organizes differently than I do. So I went to the dollar store, grabbed a couple dollar store bins, labeled one t-shirt, labeled one wife beaters, and that way he had the ability to pull out, go through all of his t-shirts, throw them back in the bucket. It didn't even feel like a compromise because it still looked beautiful to me. It didn't get unorganized, and he was able to maintain the system for him. Worked so much better. I tell you guys, understanding organizational styles is a game changer. And then depending on where we need the organization, we can flex and flow with the organizational style that we use. So if it's for his t-shirts, we're going to use macro organization. If it's for something I maintain, like the filing system, micro organization it is. Now you can see my visual organizational style in my laundry system here as well. If you look at how I have my laundry set up, everything is visual. I love to decant into clear glass, and everything is labeled and easily accessible for me. Now, this may be an unpopular opinion, but my favorite household chore is actually laundry. It might be because one of my first jobs was at Old Navy, and so I spent a ton of time folding and getting very quick at putting clothes away. But I love to be able to look at a pile of clothes and put order to it, put everything away, and quickly see the chaos of my piles of clothes quickly turned into a beautiful order of hung and folded laundry. I think that's why this Z-rack where I hang all my clothes, I actually really enjoy it. I thought it would look too cluttered to me, but because all of my hangers match so it looks pretty, I actually have really enjoyed just having my Z-rack there acting as my closet. As far as organization goes, I do pick and choose where I implement different styles. Such as with all the baby clothes, I've chosen to do a no-fold method here simply because there's so many little clothes that are constantly coming in and out and changing. It didn't make sense for me to fold everything. This does end up more macro in its organization, other than things like her socks, hats, bibs, and bows. You'll see I have lots of different sections in a single drawer in order to keep it categorized, but still in more micro style categories, so I can have some level of organization there. Now, my own drawers, I like to be able to see everything when I open the drawers. So I have all of my pants rolled so I can see everything that I have. Same things with my socks here. I have many different drawer dividers so that I can keep this very organized. It's not really until the springtime hits that I really realize how much the weather affects me. Because once I get a tiny bit of sunshine coming through my windows, I am so motivated to get stuff done. It's unreal how much more energy that I have. As we're working to keep up the home, I think that there is something to be said for the idea in minimalism of how much can you really manage. I don't know if you could really consider me a minimalist, but I definitely adopt a lot of the attitudes of minimalism. I like to pick and choose from systems and find what works for me. But one of the big things that resonates with me about minimalism is gratitude for what we have and reduction of consumerism. And really understanding the place that things are supposed to have in our life. When things become a burden to take care of, and you're spending more time taking care of, cleaning up, maintaining, and expending all of your energy on things, it gives you less time to spend time on the things that really matter to you, because everything in your home does have to be maintained. As I have worked on simplifying a lot of my things, the saying keeps coming to my head: if it's not serving you, it's not serving the item. And this really applies especially to those just-in-case items that we keep. Oh, just in case I'm going to need it. But it's sitting in storage collecting dust. My attitude has really shifted in the past year and a half, 2 years, to I should let this thing move on to someone who can actually make use of it. It helps me feel like I'm being a good steward of my possessions. And that really poses a question too, as someone who is very visual with my things. There have been a lot of studies done on visual clutter and how that affects specifically women a lot more than it does men. So where do we find that balance between having beauty in our things but not letting our things overrun us, and battling that scarcity mindset? Because really, in the end, what we want to make time for is this, the things that are truly important to us. And while I am generally someone who enjoys tidying and organizing, this is where my heart really resides. I love being a homemaker, but more than anything, I love spending time with the people that are important to me. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Flocking Farm today. You could have been Yo, it's Future Editing Kenzie here. For whatever reason, as I was filming my outro, the audio completely went out on me and I did not realize it until I was editing the video today. That being said, I just wanted to pop in here and say, we know that you could have been anywhere, but you chose to spend some time with us today and we really appreciate it. If it wouldn't be too much to ask, we would love for you to leave a comment down below letting us know what you thought of today's video. I'm going to go ahead and just voice over the little bit of the outro that I have left here. But again, thank you so much for joining us. It means a lot. Don't be afraid to live out loud, and we'll catch you on that flippity flop.